Hi, my name is Knudson. I'm the SVP of Technology at Touchbase. Before the demonstration, I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to talk to Unified Communications and how it's different from IP Telephony. If you've been in the communications space over the past 20 years, you've probably seen tremendous consolidation in data networks. Perhaps you can recall the days of IPX, DECnet, AppleTalk, FIDI, others. Many of those network standards and protocols have all consolidated to Ethernet and TCP/IP. In a similar vein, we've seen migrations from multiple siloed communications networks in video and telecom from circuit switch to an IP-based packet switch system, right, known as IP telephony. IP telephony can result in incredible cost savings based on migrations to SIP, circuit reductions, consolidations of dial plan, and other operational efficiencies, but so often those gains are behind the scenes, and they don't result in an improvement of the user experience. And in many cases, I would say, poor implementations or a lack of network expertise can result in a degradation of user experience or a reduction of video or audio calling capabilities that negatively impacts your business. It's important to get IP telephony right, as it's a foundational element of unified communications. So speaking of that, what is unified communications? What is UC? Well, some vendors define UC very narrowly and some very broadly. Gartner, for example, defines UC as voice, conferencing, messaging, presence and instant messaging, clients, and communications-enabled applications, like enterprise social portals, for example. In many cases, unified communications is generally visible as a software client that runs on an end-user workstation or a Mac, maybe on an Android device or an iOS device like an iPad or an iPhone. Though IP telephony is a foundational element of unified communications, so often I see many organizations stop there, right? They fail to realize full business transformation through the power of unified communications due to maybe complexity, lack of domain knowledge, or the inability to define an ROI. Touchbase is a global specialist consulting organization. We've focused specifically on unified communications and contact center, and over the past 20 years, we've defined a set of established client engagement models and have 100% referenceability with our customer base. We'd love to help you realize business transformation through UC. Give us a call or send us an instant message via XMPP. Thank you. I'd like to demonstrate some unified communications features to you that we spoke to before. Things like instant messaging, voice and video calling, mobility to a cell phone and to an iPad. So here, let's take a look. So on screen, we should see a fairly common scenario. A unified communications client on the right, here Cisco Jabber, as well as Microsoft Outlook. In Outlook, we can see that from Adam's desktop, an email here has got Anita and several other teammates in it. Anita's present status is indicated here. If we just hover over her entry in Outlook, we can see her presence card pop up, or contact card pop up rather, where we can actually initiate an instant message or maybe even a phone call to her. So let's just try an instant message. So here we are, hi Anita, and she can elect to answer back. Perhaps she's unavailable, even though her present status does say available. So from here, we can see that Anita has elected to instant message back over to Adam that she needs to be called. So from the client, we can elect to place a call to Anita. Now, Anita can choose to answer on her Windows desktop or perhaps even her iPad. Let's take a look. So I've actually elected to answer the call on the iPad instead. And from the presentation display, you can actually see that the iPad's pointed up at the ceiling. So we've got video integration here from Anita to Adam. and it's done over a Jabber client that's actually running on her iPad. Let me go ahead and kill that call. So let's see if instead Anita elected to call Adam and he happened to be away from his desk. We could instead elect to answer that call on his cell phone. So we could take the call here on his cell phone. Anita and Adam could have a conversation, and she's none the wiser. Or in a similar scenario, a customer may elect to call Adam at his desk. Again, he's just not at his desk. He might be out to lunch. He might simply be in the hallway or maybe in a meeting somewhere or on the way back from a meeting. He can elect to take the call on his cell phone and seamlessly transfer that call over to his desk phone whenever he's actually returned to his desk. And the caller doesn't have any clue as to what has happened, right? Because of the integration between the two systems, the mobile network and the Cisco Communications Manager. So from here, from Adam's desktop, we can initiate a chat with Anita. State that maybe we need to have a conference. Maybe we need to involve other team members, and it would be easier to do it this way. So Adam would simply come over and click on the Start Meeting icon here. That would initiate an actual meeting request and kick off a web conference so that Anita can perhaps share documents. There can actually be video integrated into this, as well as inviting and including team members that are spread across the world, perhaps only connected to the internet and using a variety of devices. So you can see a Webex Meeting Center request was initiated, and this is Anita's machine here. She likes Lenovo's. And we can see that here we've got a meeting invitation from Adam, and she can elect to decline or to join. So let's click Join, and you can see that from her Windows desktop, she will also join that Webex meeting. We won't call into it, but you can see here on the right that we've got a Webex meeting. We can elect to share the desktop here. Not from there. From the actual host, which is Adam, and of course Anita sees everything that Adam is sharing.